Hello. So, my question is, what if we stopped training people to cope with change and started teaching leaders to lead it better? I am tired of leaders asking me to give their teams resilience trainings. People don't need to be taught to be more resilient. They just need their leaders to teach them to lead change better. Why do I think this? Okay, change is inevitable. We all know that. We've heard it a million times before. It's practically a leadership cliche these days. But here's the thing, if change is so constant, why are we still so bad at handling it? Research shows that 80% of change initiatives fail. They fail to deliver the outcomes that we hope for. And I think, really, does that surprise anyone? Most of us have experience of really bad change. Many leaders will say that the reason change doesn't work is because their people aren't resilient enough. And this is categorically not true. It's because the way we lead change is frankly broken. Think about the approach that we take in most organizations. We roll out training programs to help employees to cope with change, and we give them all these tools to manage stress and work through uncertainty. And we assume that the problem lies with them and they just need to adapt better, right? Wrong. The problem isn't with the people experiencing the change, it's with the people leading it. And we know that resistance to change isn't about the change itself. It's usually about how it's communicated, how people involve their teams, and whether people actually trust those in charge of the change. At the end of the day, when leaders fail to provide clarity, empathy, and direction, no amount of resilience training will make up for it. So, what if we reframed this entirely? Imagine if every leader was trained to understand the psychology of change, not just the process and the emotions that we go through when we experience change. What if they were trained to communicate more openly and authentically and acknowledging the discomfort that change brings rather than pretending like it doesn't exist? And what if we trained them to involve their teams in shaping the journey, making them active participants instead of passive recipients that have no role or control over the change that's happening? I believe that when leaders do this well, change doesn't need to feel like something to just get through and cope with. It becomes more of a shared experience of growth, of innovation, of progress. Hell, it could even be something that people get excited about and can be energized by. And I believe that we all here have the power, and not only that, the responsibility to shift this narrative. Because I think the hard truth here is the fact that resilience training for employees is often just a band-aid or a plaster that covers up deeper leadership issues. And if we keep saying yes to these requests without challenging them, without identifying the real issue here, we're actually complicit in perpetuating this broken system. So it's time to push back. We need to lead the way in helping our leaders understand their critical role in driving change. And that means coaching them, equipping them with the tools to lead change with clarity and empathy and accountability. So I guess to sum up, change doesn't fail because employees aren't resilient enough. It fails when leaders don't step up and lead it effectively. And I believe that as L&D professionals, it's our role to guide them in doing just that.